Fester, are you ready or what? Jesus. All right. Well, I think we all remember pretty distinctly what happened last week.
Dear God.
You guys were in the middle of a massive fight with this ship crew. Things went pretty south. A cannon got fired off in the city. Gustav, Teak, and Susanna all unconscious. Cinder even at the end went unconscious. Eric died sacrificing himself to save Gustav, who was in a blood rage, unable to stop fighting or see reason. And pretty much the last person left standing was Owain, who was barely left standing. Cinder saw him bloodied, beaten, about ready to keel over, and went to help him and got taken out himself. But I do believe we rolled your rolls and you're stabilized, Cinder. Gustav, Teak, and Susanna are all unconscious, stacked up behind some crates, thanks to Cinder. And not everyone even realizes that Eric is dead at this point. Yeah. There's a lot that happened last session, but a lot of it was combat related, so I don't think we'll go over every little detail. We'll just sum it up as that. Oops, hold on one second. All right. Well, on the unfortunate scenario that is currently in play, we'll pick up at that moment this week. Cinder, the last thing you kind of remember is taking a swipe from one of these pirates, kind of falling down to the ground unconscious. And after an undetermined amount of time later, you feel some liquid running down your gullet at this point. You recover 8 hit points, and you awaken to see a fully armored, bloodied, battered, and beaten Owain kind of knelt over you. And all around you, you kind of just hear some flames and destruction. There's some bells ringing off in the distance. An oddly quiet scenario, but at the same time, there's a lot going on. You're just kind of out in the middle of these docks, not a lot of people around, but all of these dead bodies and chaos, and your eyes are kind of opening to this, and you're hearing these things, and you see Owain, and he's kind of got you by the shoulders, and you can feel the force of him kind of pulling you up a little bit towards him, and he's just kind of imposing there, and finally, after a second of you kind of getting snapped back into reality, he yells out at you. Where is everyone? Where is my daughter? What is happening? Who is down there? And Susanna? Where is Eric? Goodness. Get up, Cinder. We have to leave before the guards get here. Go. Start seeing if you can rouse the others. I will try and find Eric. And he kind of doesn't really wait for you to respond and turns off, and he can't really run at this point. He's kind of just in this weird limping sort of jog as he starts moving through the port, looking at the bodies on the ground. And you find an unconscious Gustav, Susanna, and Teak. All right. But you start sifting through Gustav's pockets. Anything of interest on your body, Gustav?
No potions, however. How much of my stuff do I still have after falling in the drink?
Pretty much everything, I imagine, unless you had something crazy.
No, like it was just all in my pack except the sword which I was holding.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point you may have actually lost your sword in the water, unfortunately.
Okay. Then in that case, I have some soggy torches, a couple of days of rations, bedroll, Destrian's horn, and that's it. A dagger.
Well, that's what you find, Cinder. Yeah, I mean, you like lean down over them and you can feel the breath from them. They're breathing and everything. Are you trying to acquire like further information about them, or just a basic they're alive? Yeah, I mean, I think you can manage that without any sort of check. I think you can, figure it out that they're still alive. Rough shape, but living. Off at the distance, you kind of hear some clattering and clanking, and you hear a muffled away off in the distance. Can you move any of them? I think I found Eric. We need to get out of here. Okay. What's your max carry weight? Yeah, it'd be... Yeah, essentially. So, like, double your heavy load. Okay. Which... you would not be able to lift both of them.
Can't even lift me.
I mean, you could start dragging them. Sure, make me a climb check. Well, Teek's already dirty, you know. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm thinking actually it'll benefit her because now you're getting dirt back on her because she was in the water for a while.
I think it's going to be tough for you, Cinder, and you're moving pretty slow, but you do kind of awkwardly manage to get Susanna over your one shoulder, and you're kind of leaned over with Teak kind of grabbed by her tunic in the other hand. But yeah, you could move slowly, and after you kind of manage to get them both in your arms, you hear the clanking getting closer, and you find that Owain is approaching rather quickly, and under his left arm he's got Eric in a little ball kind of curled up in his arm, and you can see Eric looks bad. There's like blood out of the side of his mouth. He's completely limp. Just from looking, it's hard to tell if he's alive or not, but he looks rough.
I have some bad news. I don't think Eric is breathing.
His head kind of falls down, looks upset. Not that you can really tell with his armor on, but...
I mean what I said. The boy's, he's dead.
but not super sad. You sick fuck.
What do we do? Well, First things first. We have to get out of here. Gather your friends. I'll get your friend Gustav. We must leave. If the guards find us, who knows what will happen.
And even though Wayne's beat to hell and in rough shape, you see him kind of clasp on tighter to Eric, and with his other arm he picks up Gustav and slings him over his right shoulder. And it looks like the weight is a little heavy on him, but he's managing to hold the two. He rolled a nat 20, so. He's got Gustav and Eric. He's ready to go. I think he looks to you as you're trying to gather up Teak and Susanna.
You were here earlier. Did you see any place that we might be able to hide? Don't think it's a good idea to make our way through the city like this, trying to get to the inn. We should lay low.
The bar? Wretched Lock?
The Annoying Fowl is on the other side of the port district, so it is not incredibly close.
How am I being dragged?
By the
Arm.
the scruff
By my
of
hair.
your tunic, essentially. So you have like a leather tunic on. He's grabbed the kind of collar of it and is dragging you that way.
Okay.
Why?
No, I just wanted to visualize how this was happening.
Yeah, so you're like essentially you'd be like you're sitting up behind him, but he's like dragging you on your ass by the collar of your tunic. And like Cinder and Owain, you guys slowly are moving away, and eventually, after like a few minutes, you guys have kind of vanished onto the outskirts of the pier, but you see like a battalion of guards kind of marching towards the snowdrop at this point. Cinder, can you make me a perception check? Nice. Well, you don't notice anything at all. So, after a few minutes of you guys kind of navigating this empty pier, you find yourselves at this kind of worn down wooden structure. You can see there's stalls and belts and things like that, and there's large salted containers filled with ice and salt and things like that. And the place reeks of fish guts and things. And it's not like completely enclosed. It looks like they drop off a lot of fish here to be processed and things like that. And there's flies and things everywhere. But eventually you find yourselves kind of in a spot where you can... If you lay down behind these almost stalls, you can remain out of sight and there's no one really around in this darkness, but you just have to put up with the stench. Connection interrupted to roll 20. What's that, Cinder? Sorry.
I think so. I can't say that it went smoothly, but I am glad we found Susanna. What happened? Why did they start attacking? I wish I could tell you. The last I saw, he ran off towards Gustav. From what it appears to be, he was crushed by that golem. I could only imagine it was to save Gustav.
Wayne kind of puts his hand on your shoulder.
Thank you, Zinder. You did not have to do everything that you did. But you did it regardless, and now my daughter is safe. I cannot thank you enough. I understand. I am very sorry for what happened to Eric. He was a bright young man. But I do believe that hope is not lost for him. What do you mean? Philia has died before. What kind of sacrifice? Was he a holy man? How did he accomplish such a thing? Is it Ashina that you mean? And you're saying that he used her gifts To bring Philia back to life. This sounds of foul magic to me. And what did you do for such things? If you expected it to be of foul magic, and you did not act, do you think that has anything to do with Philia's disappearance? I could not imagine that coming back from the dead would have little effect on someone. Did you notice anything strange? Interesting. Well, you have my word. If there is anything I can do for Eric, I will try. His heritage is of a special sort. I have no doubt that it may aid him in situations such as this.
Gustav and Teak, can you guys roll me just to roll 1d20? Okay. So yeah, I think it's about this time, Gustav and Teak, that you guys kind of rouse to this strong stench of decaying flesh and blood and guts surrounding you. And it's pretty dark. And the first things that you guys really see is Cinder and Owain leaned up, bloodied and battered and beaten against this kind of stall wall. Next to them, what looks to be unconscious body of Eric.
Trying to stand up.
Okay. You push yourself up slowly, meaty hand on your shoulder and kind of holds you down a little bit, and he says,
No, boy. Do not stand. We must lay low for a bit.
Oh, what happened? Always safe here.
Safe, I cannot say for sure, but seems to be for now.
Teak is going to be wriggling around because she was tied up by the people.
you start wriggling, and I think it's at this point in all of the chaos and confusion that Owain and Cinder kind of noticed that Teak was tied up and bound with her arms behind her back.
Made her easier to drag.
Yeah, exactly.
Are we next to each other? Or
yeah, you guys are next to each other.
Alright, I'll use my claw hand. Just tear the ropes off.
Yeah, you cut the ropes and they kind of fall limp around your wrists, Teak.
Okay, I think Teak is then gonna kind of like, she's not gonna stand up. She'll probably be like at a crawl, and she's gonna look around for Susanna.
You find Susanna like leaned up next to Eric and Owain.
Okay, she's gonna kind of crawl up to Susanna and check her out, see if she still looks basically how the same as Teak left her.
Yeah, as you kind of crawl up to her, you see Owain's head following you. He just kind of softly says,
She's fine. I looked her over. I can't see anything wrong with her. I do have some bad news about Eric, though.
Teak is like, she's gonna still, and then she's gonna turn. She's gonna say, "What bad news?"
I am afraid that Eric has passed.
Teak is gonna kind of freeze. Teak can fix, right? Teak can, and she's gonna crawl over to Eric.
I am not sure, Teak.
and yeah, you kind of crawl over him and you see like his eyes are closed and they've made sure to prop him up so he doesn't look terrible or anything. He's not breathing.
I think Teak is gonna kind of pull Eric's body into a half hug and start to cry.
Owain puts his hand on your shoulder and
I am deeply sorry. I know that Eric was all your friend, and you is my friend too. And if he meant as much to me as he did, I could only imagine how much he meant to all of you. And you have my word that if there is anything I can do for Eric, I will do it.
I think Teak, as she's sobbing, she's gonna kind of pull things together and she's gonna say, Philia? Where Philia?
I I do not know. Gustav, Cinder, have you seen Philia? Does anyone know where she is?
I shake my head.
It looked like he was kind of curled up into a little bit of a feathery puffball, and as you slowly pull him out, he kind of unfurls, looks around, slightly confused, slightly concerned. But he doesn't quack or anything.
Do we know if those pirates were part of the Ashen Conclave?
Teak, Cinder, did you see anything? Anything that might tell us?
Well, maybe they weren't then. Maybe when they grabbed Susanna and Philia, they separated them. Or maybe they was grabbed separate. Did you see the captain then?
One would imagine that would be the case.
Well then, Philia's still back on that ship.
I could not say.
Maybe Susanna knew?
She may. Did you not search through the entire ship, Cinder and Teak? That is not what I meant. You snuck on, did you not?
We only see bottom of ship.
I understand. But I was curious if you saw anything as you were looking around. It appears not, though.
Right, well, for next time, this is how we look. How do they?
They are dead. All of them. But I did not see anyone who looked as if they were a captain.
Well, then let's head back. If they're all dead, we can search the ship as much as we like, right?
No. The guards are there now. Do you not remember? One of them fired off a cannon.
What? Like, at what?
What do you mean, what?
I don't remember that part.
And do you remember ignoring everything I said to you? Do you remember not listening to me? And I had to throw you into the water to stop you from killing yourselves?
Shake my head. What did I do?
What did you do? You stood there fighting with a wood golem until you were nearly dead. And as far as I can tell, Eric threw himself in front of the golem trying to save you because you would not listen. And you're telling me you don't remember what happened?
Sort of like raise my head up to meet his gaze, but then just look above it, shake my head again.
You don't remember your friend dying at your feet?
I think that might be the last thing I remember. I saw the golem, or whatever it was, knock him down, wasn't moving, and I sort of blacked out again.
Wait. The last thing you remember is what? Is that?
I know.
When did that happen?
We heard the commotion on the ship. Felt Cinder and Teak had been made, right? So we all rushed in, and Eric was with us, and that thing just knocked him right out.
That was at the beginning of the fight. You're telling me that is the last thing you remember?
Yeah.
What is wrong with you?
I don't fully know, but doesn't matter, right? Philia might still be on that ship.
And what do you recommend?
You said the gods were a problem, right? Shouldn't they be on our side in all this?
You said you've never been to Cairn before.
No.
That would only make sense.
What, like, the royal family gave us all that trouble back when we were still with the band?
You've had run-ins with the Dragos family before. Well, that should tell you everything you need to know. Any sort of commotion in Devril Dragos' city. They don't look kindly upon it, no matter who started it.
So what do we do then? Just leave her on there?
What makes you believe she's on the ship in the first place?
Oh, I just thought the Ashen Conclave might want her back, and if that captain was part of the Ashen Conclave, wouldn't she have her?
You think they would hold her somewhere else on the ship?
I don't know. Well then, what's not a stretch, Cinder? Where's Philia? Oh, she left a duck.
Is she not your friend? Why would she do such a thing?
Well, Teak leave room to go see Robert. And then Teak not ever go back in room. So, Philia was alone then. Teak left room and then left to look for Susanna. Teak never went back in room.
You think it's beyond the Conclave's capabilities?
If Robin is as skilled as you say he is, then he was brought to the condition that he was. I have to imagine that the Conclave would be quite a dangerous organization.
Well, they left him alive once, didn't they?
Robin, where's Robin?
He's at the inn. In Old Cairn.
Robin will want to know Susanna's safe.
I'm sure he will, but we have more important things to worry about first. Like making sure we don't get caught here.
Right. So, what's the plan? We lay low until we think we can get back in touch with Robert. Maybe he can set us up with the Ashen Conclave and we just throw in all up with them, right? They can bring Eric back. Maybe they have another ring or something. Sure they want more of that, right?
Tell me more about this ring that you speak of.
Not sure how much you know, so I look at Teak and Cinder. But right, so Filia died, right, Church of the New Dawn got her. But Destrian had this ring, it's keeping him alive. He gave it to Filia. She's alive. He's dead.
And you expect to put the same curse on Eric?
It's better than dead.
You say that, yet we don't know where Filia is or what has happened. There must be another way to help Eric.
I don't know about any of you. The only time I've ever seen someone come back is with that ring.
If ring tied to God, do other gods? Can they help bring back Eric?
Right. Good idea. Are there any temples in this town?
Well, Eric being the disciplined young man he is, I could only imagine that Braemar would shine favor upon him. The Platinum Drake Braemar, god of justice and nobility.
Sounds great. Any buildings for him in the city?
Why, yes. Cairn used to be one of the most diverse religious cities in the world. The Divine Quarter still has many churches, many worshippers. But the vast majority of people still look to Braemar for guidance.
And we can just bring Eric there?
I don't think it will be so easy. Bringing someone back from the dead is no small feat. I have only heard of a few cases in my time. One of which is Philia. It sounds as if there were strings attached to hers.
I'm going to try to get up again and go to like an area where I can get a better view of where we're hiding out from. See if there's like a commotion going on.
Sure, a bit of time has passed, but you kind of stand up, still somewhat crouched, trying not to be completely visible, and it's starting to enter more of like a twilight-ish hour. The sky's somewhat purple off in the distance. But you still see a large group of people, mostly just guards and like authorities and stuff like that, looking over the scene of what's happened off in the distance at the snowdrop.
Is there a clear route in the other direction where we could get back into the city?
At this point, I mean, probably. You never know what you'll find as you go farther into the city, but looks like you could at least kind of sneak out of the port district. But you are all bloodied and battered and beaten.
It looks like we might be able to get out of here now. Should be dark soon. That'll help.
Are you sure this is the best idea? I wouldn't say that we look, as if we blend in to the rest of the city.
No, it's not a great plan, but what else we got? A city with a fish.
Maybe we could wait here until it is light out again and get lost in the people on the streets. But I suppose it's up to all of you. We either try and make our way through the dark streets at night and hope that no one says anything, or wait until morning.
See, well, sometimes when Teak dirty, people look at Teak, but when Teak is very dirty, no one look at Teak.
What are you suggesting, Teak?
Well, sometimes strong smells can cover up other smells. If we get even dirtier, maybe we not look so bloody.
Sure. It's hard for me and Gustav to look that way, though.
While that conversation was happening, is my arm still broken?
Yeah, probably.
I'm gonna try to snap it back into place.
Okay, roll me a heal check.
heal check. Great.
Fuck yeah.
Oh no!
That's pretty fucking good. You're like they're talking over there and talking about Teak looking for an excuse to just get dirty again and all this stuff, and you're over there fiddling with your arm. And you like try and move it and like pop it back into place. And like you just hear like this kind of crunch as you feel your bone roll up against the other one, and it doesn't go back into place, and you just fucking like scream out in pain pretty much.
Oh, bloody hell. I'm trying to fix my bloody arm. I've done it before.
Right. Yeah, you pop your head up and kind of look around. It looks like it was quiet enough that no one really noticed. They're a little bit too preoccupied with everything else that's going on.
Well, if we're gonna be making noise like that, maybe it's best if we leave. Although I imagine the two armored men like Gustav and myself will not blend in, no matter how dirty we are.
Sure, you look around, you see like some fucking like junky like sacks, like just like nasty things that they use to like stuff the fish in after they've been like gutted and things, or like, the leftovers go into, and they're smelly and bloody, and they're just these dirty kind of sacks that you could kind of use as a cloth, I guess. Cut like 3 holes in it so you can just put it over. Yeah. You like cut some holes in it. It's just all raggedy and gross, and you kind of throw it in between them, and Owain's just like,
My God. The smell is disgusting.
I don't mind. Here, I'll give Owain my cloak, and I'll try to put on the fish bag.
okay. You put on this kind of shitty brown like potato sack.
It's like trying to do it with one arm, like get my little broken arm through.
Teak sniffs at it and thinks to herself quietly, "It's not so bad."
And Owain kind of wraps this cloak around him, and just starts looking.
What do you expect we do with Susanna and Eric?
I don't know. Seems like there's no good plan, right? Like, I'm sure someone will be along here eventually.
Is there another sack? Teak looks at Cinder.
I will not put my daughter in a sack.
Well, can we wake Susanna? Put Eric in sec?
Eric deserves better than have his body stuffed in a sack.
But we can't leave them here.
No, we can't.
So then, Rod, what do you suggest?
I don't know. I will not stuff Eric's dead body into a sack.
Well, we can either just wait around here, or I guess we can just try and avoid anyone seeing us. Be as discreet as we can. Not sure how far we can make it, though.
The longer we wait, the worse it gets. Let's go. I'll take Susanna.
Tika's rubbing dirt on herself, and she's also rubbing dirt on Eric's dead body.
Wow.
Just
Real nice.
This grimy fish gut. To her, it's like camouflage, okay? So you can't.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, you dirty Eric up. Susanna is kind of held underneath of one of Owain's arms, mostly covered by the cloak he has on. Who's gonna take Eric, and what's your plan?
Well,
Alright.
Teak will nod and kind of sling Eric up so that he's kind of on her back.
All right. And Cinder's what, gonna try and kind of be like the point man, like sneak ahead and make sure coast is clear. Okay. So why don't you roll me a stealth check for you sneaking around? Nice. Where are you guys headed to in the city? Are you gonna head straight back to the tavern, or?
Our options are either the tavern to see Robin or the temple for Eric.
Yeah, what do you guys want to do?
I guess we're following Cinder's lead.
There's some rooms there.
Is it closer then? Because I think if I remember right, the pier is actually quite long. I can't remember though.
It's a little closer, but not dramatically closer. I mean, it's probably like half the time to get there, especially at the pace that you're traveling. The options are anywhere you want. What you guys were last talking about is there's Robin and Old Cairn. There's the Divine Corridor for looking into Eric's stuff. There's the Annoying Fowl. There's anywhere.
Alright. Hopefully.
No.
Okay. So, after kind of a lengthy adventure, I'd call it honestly, through the streets of Cairn, you guys are led around by Cinder, who kind of sneaks corner to corner, just making sure that like there's no guards about and the streets are relatively clear. And every once in a while, you guys find yourselves like having to kind of just casually walk past drunken people on the street and things like that. And it takes you a good amount of time, maybe like almost a few hours of just like beaten and busted walking through this city. And eventually you find yourselves at the doors to the Wretched Lock-In in Old Cairn, back in the beaten down, rundown district. Cinder seems to have guided you guys pretty well.
Nicely done, Cinder.
I don't think we do.
Get Robert and help, then leave.
What help do you expect to have from Robert? The man is a drunk.
He is on it.
And what do you expect him to do?
Hopefully stop feeling sorry for himself and actually help.
Well, what do you propose then? We go grab him, and then what?
Which I guess is the temple, and then back to Farhelm, right?
Eric, then Philia.
Very well. But I won't leave Susanna here.
It's fair. Right, we all go in.
Agreed.
And you guys make your way into the Wretched Lock, and you find Gree there. As always, feet up on the counter, kind of lean back. And she's got a bit of a smirk on her face at this point.
Is there many patrons right now?
The place is empty right now. It's late at night. It's a rough town. There's nobody in there except for Gree.
Does she notice how I sent her?
Yeah, you see she's kind of like picking through her nails and stuff. She's got a flagon of ale, their feet up on the counter, and you guys walk in. And she doesn't really move, but she turns her head up and looks to you all. Sees you're all like ragtag and beaten, and you got what is either an unconscious or a drunk or a dead person over your shoulder. And she's kind of smirks a little bit. Out for a late night stroll then, are we?
Something like that.
Well, your friend is still passed out upstairs.
Thank you. Great.
Why, you're welcome. Can't say it was an easy job looking after him. If you understand.
I'm gonna, with my, like, messed up claw hand that's not broken, and fumble around in my coin purse and just take, like, a handful. Maybe, like, 7 gold.
Okay. Yeah, you take out, like, 7 gold pieces, set them down on the table next to her. And you see her kind of eyeing your other arm. Bit of a mishap there, eh?
Yeah.
Interesting business you'll get up to.
That's one way of putting it.
Well, your room's right where you left them unless you need anything else. I see you have a new friend with you. Seem to be growing.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll get one more before we leave. Not quite sure we'll be spending the night tonight. Looking back to the group.
I see. Well, you've already paid for the rooms, so doesn't bother me.
Right. Well, probably go fetch our friend.
Do what you will.
Thanks.
And as for the rest of you, can I get anything for you? Maybe another drink for your friend up there. Looks like he's in bad shape.
I think Robin's had enough.
She's pointing to Eric, by the way, sorry.
Oh.
And what about you, big orc fella? So you're all just gonna stand there at the door then?
Let's bring Susanna up.
Susanna?
I'll start heading upstairs.
Hey, ain't that... You're like going up the stairs and she's kind of still talking to you. And Wayne's like following you. Ain't Susanna the name that girl on the poster?
Let's keep going.
Darling, you hear me? Ain't that her name?
Teak follows, not talking, with Eric on her butt.
Bastard.
You come too, Cinder?
At Hootwater? Like a Hannah? Sorry, the boy said Susanna. Yeah, you guys find your way upstairs. And like as you're getting to the top, Wayne kind of says under his breath,
What did you tell her? She knows who Susanna is.
Yeah, I messed up, alright.
How many people in the city did you all tell?
I know a bunch. I opened the door.
Her face, but not her name.
and he kind of gathers himself a little bit, got a little flustered, and he's like,
Alright. We have her now, and that's all that matters.
as you open the door, you find a like passed out robber, and he's like face down in the bed, or on his stomach with his head to the side on the bed, I should say. Just kind of passed out there, snoring a bit.
Give his shoulder a shake. Aye, wake up.
Yeah, you kind of shake his shoulder, and he's like half asleep. What do you want?
Got your girlfriend back.
My girlfriend. What is your taken?
Try to like pick up his head and point it at the direction of Susanna.
Yeah, you like pick up his head, and his eyes are like not even really open. You can see they're like kind of cracks, and he's just like, "Oh, Susanna, what am I gonna do with that?" His head just kind of falls limp back down.
I'm gonna try to just one arm pick him up.
Throw him under your arm.
Yeah.
He's kind of light, but not that light. I think you could pick him up though, if it's just him. He's a little bit heftier than you imagined.
Right. Got what we came for.
I see. So now we take these 3 people with us. Very inconspicuously make our way to the Divine Quarter, yes?
Yes. With our terrible plan that's sure to fail. Let's go. I'll try to like move past them.
Alright. So you kind of shove your way past. And start making your way out.
Yeah.
Teak, Cinder, are you following, or?
Yep.
Okay. I think as you guys start, like, walking out, Wayne just is kind of falling behind. He's like,
Are you sure it is not best for one of us to stay behind here with Robin and Susanna? Well, if one of us stays, I would feel fine with leaving them here.
So we're coming back here after we try to get Eric sorted then.
Well, you act as if it will be some easy task to get Eric sorted out. What do you expect to just walk in there and have him back on his feet and walk out of the city?
I don't know what I expect, Wayne.
I see.
I just want to try something.
As do I. And in matters of this time is of the essence. Which is why I feel it would be less conspicuous for us to walk around with 2 less unconscious bodies.
Teak is gonna look at Wayne and say, "You stay. We take Eric."
I am afraid I cannot do that. Eric is my responsibility. He's my charge.
I'll stay back then.
Are you sure?
Not sure what could all be on this.
Teak, Cinder, how do you feel about this?
Oh, Cindy, I'm pretty sure you're the only reason we got here undetected. If what?
No. I have changed my mind. I will take Eric alone. You are in no condition. I will take him and make sure that he is saved.
Someone should go. There are 4 of us. 2 should go, 2 stay.
But if it is true that Philia was taken from this place, someone knows we are here. No one will come after, just Eric and I on the street going to the Divine Quarter.
Got a point. Apart from looking shifty, no one's specifically looking for them.
And if anything happens, I will tell them that Eric is my son and he is sick, and I am taking him to be healed. If there's a group of us traveling to the street, this not make as much sense. You 3 should rest. You can take care of Susanna and Robert. And if Philia returns, she will find you 3 instead of just I.
Good luck, Owain. I'll start carrying Robert back in.
Good. It's the least I can do for Eric. I thank you for trusting me. I will return at some point. As soon as I can.
What if Eric wakes up? None of us there for him.
I will be there. I make sure he knows. We will find you. If anything happens here, we'll find you at the Timid Branch. And if you're not there, we'll look for you on the outskirts of the city.
Teak will finally like slowly nod and then move to hand Eric over to Elaine.
Thank you, Teak. I know it is not easy. And as much as I would like to believe otherwise, it's my fault you are here. And it is my fault But Eric is like this. I'll be back as soon as I can.
And he throws Eric kind of in between his two arms, so he's carrying him almost like a child, and in Wayne's massive arms, he almost looks like a little bit of a child. And Wayne, you see moving at not that fast of a pace, seeing as he's still injured, tries to pick up the pace and make his way out of the inn.
I'll lay Robert back down on the bed.
Yeah, you kind of flop Robert down, as limp as he is. Not super easy. And he finds his spot back on the bed. I imagine you're going to set Susanna down on one of the other beds.
Yeah, I imagine Teak like traded with Owen.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go put Susanna down on one of the other beds.
Gonna like find something to bite on and try to reset my arm again.
Okay. Yeah, you find like a wooden candlestick in the room and bite down on it. And roll me another heal check. Yeah, I mean, I think this time you still don't do it gracefully, and you kind of cry out a little bit as you're biting down on this wooden candlestick, but you kind of hear the pop as your arm slides back into its socket.
Then I'll just be like sort of nursing it.
All right. So what are you guys gonna do? Just kind of rest up until morning, or what's the plan?
Yep. I think that's probably going to be at least what Teak does. She's gonna just like peel off her leather armor and sleep.
You guys are gonna camp out in the same room.
Yeah, I think she's probably going to the bed where she put Susanna. She's like gonna be curled up by like move Susanna to the side and then like sleep on the same bed as Susanna was on.
Gotcha.
Facing her.
I'll keep watch. Give Cinder a nod.
All right. I guess we'll take a little 10-minute or so break there, since we're got 2 hours left or so. Then we'll pick up after that.
Nice.
And Zion will never show up.
Yeah, Satan's really gone.
I know. It's like 8 a.m. where she is. I was hoping she would be up by now, like naturally.
Yeah. Be right back.
Are you back?
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Still no response from Satan. She is in the land of the sleep.
Dang. Are you still recording, Fisty? So she can just watch that, so. All good. It is cool how we can do that. Thanks, Fisty.
Yeah, thanks, Fisty.
You were monetizing these? I guess that's fair.
The owner of what? The music? That's cute in the background?
Is it Universal Media Group?
Gotcha. One day, I should just record myself playing a bunch of terrible renditions of Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and give them to Visik so he can just use them. So royalty free music.
What's up, losers?
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Zion messaged me. She said she hates all you guys and she doesn't want to play with you, so that's why she didn't show up.
Rough.
That's what I told her. I said that was pretty rough. Pretty rude. She's like, yeah, well, especially Ray. I was like, wow. Harsh.
Makes sense.
All right. Shall we continue? So, Owain made his way out with Eric into the city. Teak and Cinder, you guys are both going to sleep, essentially, and Gustav is staying up to take watch. Is that what's happening?
Indeed it is.
Okay. Gustav, how long are you planning on staying awake for?
Probably like as long as I can.
Okay. What are you doing?
Just sitting there, like back against the wall, maybe underneath one of the windows, just staring at the door to the room, just
All right.
stewing about everything.
Stewing, eh? What kind of stewing are we talking about?
But the whole I don't know what this is. Every time I go to that place, bad things happen. I always survive, someone always dies.
Wow. Gustav's a real jerk, isn't he? I mean, you managed to stay awake for a while, for sure. It's very, very late at night / early in the morning when Owain leaves, and eventually you find yourself kind of lost in your own thoughts, thinking about these bad things that seem to happen when you lose control. And after not that long, you realize that daylight is starting to shine through the window and the sun is coming out. And eventually you kind of just sorry, I'm getting text spammed and it's very distracting. You find yourself kind of unable to resist the temptation of sleep any longer. Are you gonna like try and get Cinder up before you pass out, or you just kind of end up falling asleep with everybody else?
Not wanting to make another big mistake, I'm gonna go try to wake Cinder up.
Okay. Cinder, eventually, you feel like you've gotten some rest, but not enough when you feel a hand kind of shake your shoulder. Rousing you from your sleep.
Dunno, but sun's up. Be good to take watch. Nothing's happened yet. Owen's not back. I'll just like crash, like I guess near. Actually, maybe I'll sleep by the door. It's like not that it'll hit me, but that it would wake me up if someone opened it. You know?
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. And what about you, Cinder? What's the dealio? And you as well are just waiting?
hurt?
Oh, you're like pain reducing herbs. Sure. So, I mean, you find yourself in this room. Gustav's kind of leaned up against the door, passed out. You're sitting there, kind of using your hands and some of your own spit to like smash these herbs together and lost in thought. Thinking about the dreams that you've been having and things like that. Are you gonna like chew on the herbs, or like are you planning on like putting them directly on wounds, or like what are you doing with them? All right. Yeah, after you kind of mix some of them together and get like a bit of a paste or something, you know, stick them kind of in your lip like they were some sort of chew or something like that. And eventually you as you're lost in thought, kind of realize there's like a bit of a numbing effect you find on your face and surrounding areas and stuff like that. Pretty sweet. Okay. Yeah. A bit of time passes. You're lost in thought, and eventually you hear like a little bit of rustling in one of the beds. And as you turn your head, you see Susanna is kind of rustling around a little bit. And eventually, as she's kind of coming to, she quickly kind of pushes herself up and like looks around, almost in a bit of a panic. Where am I? What are you doing here, Cinder? Who? What's going on? My father is here? Where is he?
Meg? What do you mean? He has died and this is my fault. You see she kind of puts her hands in her head in her hands, sorry. And what about everyone else? She kind of spins her head around and looks behind her and sees Robert. And sees that he's like on his stomach, kind of passed out, arms slumped over. What's wrong with him? Is he okay? Did something happen to him? I am sorry. You look like you are in rough shape. How did you end up here with my father? Kind of looks around, still looks a little distraught. Is he paying you? Why did you agree to help him after everything that happened? Well, I cannot say that I am not grateful for your help. If not for all of you, I would still be on that boat. The last thing I remember is we were going to see Robin's friend Dialia, and some thugs attacked us. In all of the commotion, I was grabbed or something, I can't quite remember. I think they may have drugged me.
Not that I can recall. I woke up briefly on the boat, and then everything goes dark again after that. Dahlia. I met her a few times. She seemed to be a very nice woman. She agreed to help us. Not that I recall. Yes. Thank you. But I am very sorry about Eric. Well, yeah. She kind of looks around. Fella. What are we supposed to do? I see. Maybe it is best if both Robert and I go. We've brought you too much trouble already. What do you mean? I mean, I appreciate what you've done for us, but if those people are after us, they'll only hit even harder next time. Don't want you all to be caught up in that. I see. What do you get out of this? What did he promise you? Sounds like a Cinder problem.
So we were all arrested because, like, we left things pretty fishy, and then Owain was like, hey, I'll get you guys out of jail and give you guys jobs if you come help me save Susanna.
I see. So what Warbren and I want does not matter anymore to you. She kind of looks down and nods her head a little bit. Doesn't really say anything. Just looks down. I guess, are you just gonna sit there in awkward silence with Susanna? Alright. You're still pretty tired, but I'd say after like a few more hours, Susanna's kind of like sitting there, her legs up and her like arms wrapped around them, looking a bit uneasy. But after a few more hours since Teak got to sleep clean through the night, she wakes up feeling somewhat refreshed. And Teak, I mean, pretty much when you wake up off the floor, you see Gustav like leaned up against the doors, passed out. You see Cinder kind of sitting there looking a little disgruntled, and the last thing you see is looking up is like Susanna with her arms wrapped around her legs, kind of sitting on this bed.
Teak is going to kind of snap up and go to Susanna. She's going to say, Susanna, you okay?
I think so, yes, I feel okay. How are you, Teak?
Teak looks as if she's going to respond like that she's alright. But then she seems to remember that like Eric is dead. And then kind of see her pause. Like the words kind of not getting out of her mouth. She kind of just pulls her face into a grimace. Teak is trying to be okay.
Yeah, Susanna kind of nods, and I am very sorry. Cinder told me what happened to Eric. I am sorry.
It not Susanna.
But I think it is. If it wasn't for me, you would not have been there.
If Teak faster, Teak get to him. If Teak fight harder, Teak maybe protect. But Teak think it not Susanna fault. Teak think it not Teak fault. your dad trying to help Eric. Maybe Eric be okay.
I hope so.
Do you want food? Drink?
I am very hungry. I would love some food and drink. That would be very lovely. Thank you, Teak.
And then Teak is gonna look at Cinder. Food?
Patrick entered channel.
Drink? Teak, go get food and drink for Susanna. Teak, be back.
And as you're making your way out of the room, Teak, that's when you discover Philia's dead body in the hallway.
Welcome, Patrick.
I don't know
Oh,
what the
Patrick.
welcome was it.
I didn't see you there, Patrick.
Hello.
How are you?
Doing good.
No. Teak, you slowly make your way out of the room and downstairs, finding Gree, who kind of has a bit of a smirk on her face. And for one of the few times she's stood up, walking around, there's a couple patrons in the tavern. She looks to you. What can I do you for there, dearie? Jesus.
Hello, name Teak. Can Teak get breakfast, food, and drink?
Sure. What are you looking for how many? What do you need?
Teak. She pauses for a second as she considers if she's hungry. Then she'll say, Teak, for 3 food and drink.
Great. 3 silver pieces, dearie.
Teak is gonna fumble around, as it is now a character trait that she is not good at money, nor does she really care that she's good at money. And she is going to hand over probably she's just gonna scoop up some silver pieces and dump them, so maybe like 10. Like, I don't know.
Huh. So this is your 3 silver pieces, right?
They are silver and they are pieces.
Ah. I think you may have left out one of the shinier ones, though.
Teak shuffles around and she pulls out a copper piece. This?
No, the other one.
She shuffles around in her purse and she pulls out a gold. This?
Aye, that's the one.
She nods as if, of course, she cannot believe she left this out, this important, and she gives the gold piece over.
Ah, great. I'll get your food out to you right away. She scoops up the coin and you see her kind of disappear into the back, and you hear some clanking and scraping and stirring and all sorts of weird noises. Every once in a while, just hear, fuck it all! God damn it! But after 10 minutes or so, Gree comes back out. Just got a little bit of like a platter with a few plates of food and some wooden mugs on it filled with kind of dirty water. And she sets it on the counter. Food looks pretty good. Looks pretty tasty.
Teak nods at her and kind of picks up the tray.
Sure.
Thank you. And she goes back upstairs.
She gives you a nod and you make your way back upstairs. Cinder, are you just sitting in silence with Susanna pretty much in the room again? Okay. Teak, this time, as you make your way back into the room, you got the tray and everything, you're a little bit more rough and you bang the door a little bit, and as you do, it wakes Gustav up from his slumber at this point. But yeah, you find your way back in.
There's a way back.
No. But food, drink. And then Tika's going to give a serving of the food to Gustav. Just kind of plop it on the floor next to him.
Yeah, you set this little wooden plate and mug down on the floor in front of Gustav. Like a dog.
Thanks.
And then Teak will bring it over to Susanna.
And you see, she's looking pretty solemn and heartbroken a bit, but she livens up a hair as you bring the food over. She kind of unfolds her legs and leans forward a little bit on the bed as you put the plate down in front of her, and she starts shoveling food into her mouth as quickly as she can. There's a chicken leg on there, and she picks it up and starts tearing the meat off the bone and everything. She's quite hungry.
Teak gives her serving, and then Teak takes her serving, and she also sits down and begins to eat.
All right. Cinder's surrounded by people eating a bunch of grub, looking grumpy.
She said no.
I know. And after a few seconds of Susanna scarfing it down, just kind of says very quickly, "Thanks, Teak."
Oh, yeah. Teak, happy to bring back food and drink. But how are you, Susanna?
Sorry, what was that?
How is Susanna feeling now?
I feel a bit better now that I have some food. Thank you.
Teak nods a bit awkwardly. Then she'll think she remembers what she wanted to ask Susanna. She's gonna say, Susanna, when taken, do you remember Ophelia? Short.
See, small one with the strange look about her. That's Ophelia, right?
Teak nods.
I do not remember seeing her anywhere.
Oh, Teak not know where Ophelia is. Teak thought maybe Ophelia was taken too.
So she's missing too.
Teak nods.
Huh. I am sorry, I do not know where she is. I don't remember much from what happened.
Okay, maybe When Robin wake up, and she looks at Robin, who is still passed out drunk.
If he ever wakes up at this rate. I've not seen him drunk like this in... I don't know if ever. Gustav, how are you feeling? It's good to see you again.
And you too, Anna. Glad you're alright.
I wish it could be under better circumstances, but glad to see that you're okay. I heard about Eric. I'm very sorry. Yes.
Now we can. No, if you said something, if you interjected before, no, we didn't hear it.
Slit his throat.
Make me a intimidation check.
Scare him awake. Oh no.
Or not. I mean, so she says this thing. I guess we'll retcon here a little bit, ruining Gustav's small conversation with Susanna. She starts talking to Gustav pretty much, and all of a sudden Cinder just kind of stands up in a huff. Everyone else is eating, and he barges past everyone to where Robert is, flips him over, picks him up by the scruff of his shirt, and slaps him across the face, pretty much. What are you saying to him as you do it? Hey, you see, Susanna looks shocked as the first time as you do it. And Robin, you slap him once, and he's just fuck you. And just kind of passes kind of back out. Are you gonna slap him again or what?
No.
So now you're punching him in the face.
Just a friendly wake-up call, I guess.
I make me an unarmed attack roll. Sure. What's the damage of your unarmed attack? Yeah, I think it's a D4 unarmed in this, or a D2. Do you guys remember for unarmed?
I have it as a D3 on my sheet.
Okay, D3. So it's a D3 plus your strength, which isn't your strength is a minus or something, isn't it? Or is it just low? Okay, so it'll just be a straight D3 for you. All right. So yeah, you kind of like uppercut him from by the shirt, and like some spit and stuff like flows out of his mouth. What's your combat maneuver dice total? Your CMD. Okay. So pretty much like you punch him, and like at the same time, Susanna gets up, and she's still pretty weak, but she kind of like charges into you, and starts like grabbing your arm, just like yelling at you. What are you doing? Stop!
I think Tika's gonna jump up and she's gonna help Susanna kind of hold Cinder back because it's obvious he's kind of wailing on this sleeping man.
All right, you can roll me a CMB check, a combat maneuver check as well. Oh yeah, I mean between the two of you, between Teak and Susanna, you guys kind of have Cinder held up, and like you kind of loosen his grasp on Robert, and Robert kind of falls back to the bed. Cinder, what are you up to, pal? What are you trying to do here? You're getting grabbed. Susanna just like lets go of your arm.
Where are you going?
Tika will let Cinder go, but then she'll say, "Be careful."
I thought we were supposed to meet him here.
I thought we were supposed to meet him here unless something goes wrong. Then we go to the timid branch. If something goes wrong there, we meet him on the outskirts.
Yeah, Susanna kind of like runs over to Robert, and he's got like a little bit of a red mark, but he's still like passed out pretty much. Just kind of turns to you guys. What is wrong with him?
We've been through a lot. Trying not to hold it against him.
I mean, I understand it's everything that's happened. It's a lot. But that was very uncalled for. If anything, Robert just tried his best.
He moves to pat Susanna kind of awkwardly.
Yeah, you move in. Awkward pat. She kind of just accepts it. Where do you think he's going?
Teak not know. Teak worried, but Teak thinks Cinder angry, so probably best to let him be alone.
Well, you know your friends better than I do. So,
Deep kind of looks at Gustav, for she realizes she, in fact, maybe does not know Cinder entirely super well.
I mean, it'll be back. Not one to just run off. But I think about how this all started by us running off.
all right, Cinder, what are you doing? Where you going, pal?
The ship to rescue Philia.
Yeah, sure. There's some taller buildings in like the theater district that you could probably get up and kind of sit and overlook the docks. Okay. How long are you going to be out there for? And then what? You're going back? All right. Well, Teak, Gustav, what are you guys doing? Just hanging out with Susanna in the room waiting.
Yeah, like once I finish food, I might every now and then take a look at the window, see what I see. If I see either like Owain or Cinder or Philia or Harry.
All right. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot going on. And by the time Cinder like walks there and sits down and thinks and everything, it's probably like a few hours go by. And eventually you see Cinder kind of making his way back towards the inn. And I think it's around this time that, maybe not long before you see Cinder, Robert probably starts to kind of come to. He kind of groans and stretches out and looks around at everyone and kind of sees Susanna. Kind of jumps up from bed. Susanna? You alright? And he kind of leans past her and looks to the two of you, Gustav and Teak. You did this? You found Susanna?
She was at bottom of ship, Snowdrop, tied up. We get her out.
Where's everyone else? What the hell happened?
Susanna, Dad, Wayne, he take Eric to Temple. Eric.
It's Cinder burst through the door.
Yeah.
And no, you're just getting back. But no, you probably overheard. You overheard what they were talking about as you were getting to the room. And Cinder comes in through the door and kind of just interrupts as he comes back and
Got like a cigarette.
Yeah, exactly. So, you see, Robin's like joy kind of fades a little bit, and he turns to the door and he looks at you, Sid, and he's just like, "What do you mean?" Eric said. "Well, what the hell happened?" I see. So you're keen on blaming me then, are you? Well, I won't say I don't deserve it. Not that I can remember much of what happened last night. I am sorry for your loss. Eric seemed like a good fella. What happened to him?
Well, all the people on ship, when they hear Teak and Cinder trying to get Susanna out, they attack. And then Susanna, Dad, and Eric and Gustav come to help, and Teak don't know how Eric gone, but he's gone.
And, Susanna's dad's about, is he?
He took Eric to Temple to see if there's any way he can help.
I see. And he's not back. We're waiting for him. Then he kind of looks to Susanna and she's nods to him. Says, "That is what's happening. We're waiting for him to see if he comes back. So we're supposed to meet him here."
Yeah. Unless something goes wrong here, and we're supposed to head to the Timid branch, and if something goes wrong there, we're supposed to head to the city outskirts.
Well, something's already gone wrong here. This is it, Susanna, don't you see? We have to go. Your father's here. Comes back, finds us here. We're stuck. Look. Appreciate everything y'all did. I really do.
Wait. No. That's not happening. We just killed an entire ship of people to rescue you, Susanna. The two of you on your own couldn't make it, right? Wayne's willing to give you a shot, Robert.
Oh, yeah. You say that, do you? And how did you end up here with Wayne in the first place? Is he paying you?
Well, she say he want talk to Susanna, see she's safe. And we bring him. He thought that he talked to Susanna, see this what Susanna really want, see Susanna safe. And then you guys go. But then Susanna hurt, and now Philia gone, too.
Well, Susanna's safe now. Look, sooner we get on this boat, sooner we're safe. Can't follow us once we're gone.
But Susanna dad almost died trying to rescue her, and he not even get to talk to her yet.
Robert kind of looks down at Susanna. If what they say is true. Look, I know I've said all sorts of things about my father, but I think he deserves a chance. If things are as bad as you and all of them say, we should really consider my father's help. It's not a bad idea. Robert kind of looks up to you guys and everyone else and it's like, you all can't be serious, can you? You really think they're going to leave us alone? Just because we're with Owain?
Who?
Well, who took Susanna? The conclave? Who else could it be?
Well, maybe Conclave also took Philia?
Okay. And why are they taking Philia now?
Dee kind of scrunches her face. Well, they seem interested in Philia, maybe, but Philia's gone too, and we not know where she is.
Okay. Well, I don't see exactly what that has to do with us, other than the fact that if the conclave are after Philia and all of you, and you came here, then they found us.
Well, maybe they were after you, then they found Philia.
And you think it's a coincidence that Philia's just gone? Can't find her. Poof.
But either way, now, isn't it better we stick together?
Stick together. Look, one of your friends died fighting these people. They're no joke. What do you expect to be fighting for the rest of eternity? And from what I know, you've stirred up enough trouble with the New Dawn already. You got enough on your plate. I know you're all trying to do the right thing here, but I say you let your friend go. And you move on.
But you didn't let Susanna go.
Aye, but that's a different story. Look how that turned out. Nothing but trouble. We got lucky.
You didn't get lucky. You got friends. Us.
Looks around. Not really sure what to say.
Teak looks at Gustav and Cinder for help. As it appears she is failing and trying to explain herself.
As Gustav's internet has died.
Oh no.
We'll give him a couple minutes, I guess, to see if he can make it back in this important conversation. Probably.
Yeah, because Cinder's pissed as fuck. He doesn't give a shit.
I'm pissed at the Robert right now. I want to answer Cinder.
Eric's dead.
Eric's fucking dead because you didn't help. It's not because the Ashy Conclave was out for us. Like, hello? If your bitch ass didn't get drunk, then we would still be alive.
I love that. I can't believe that Cinder went out to clear his head. He came back, heard Robin and I got angry all over again and kicked in the door and was like, he's fucking dead. No, it didn't.
Philia gone because Philia was like, let's help out this Robin kid, okay? And then she goes to this, like, new city, and then she gets kidnapped because she's trying to help this asshole, and he's just like, oh, well, we can't do anything about Philia, bitch.
Listen, Susanna seems like she's nice. But still, man, I don't care how bad my relationship, like, with my parents were. If one of my parents almost died to save my life, I would be like, all right, yes, I need to at least say thanks. or trying to piece the fuck out of the entire country.
I'm changing my stance on Robert. Susanna can do better. Susanna's a nice person, considerate, is thinking about other people. This Robin kid, though.
She also
Bad
got
influence.
guilted by Cinder. Damn. Yeah, he's real angry. Do you guys
Also,
see
he
Rudy?
didn't really do anything about... He didn't do anything about Susanna, he just drank.
Hi, Rudy. Do you want to say hello? You've been
Wait, is that
crying.
your new dog?
Not my new dog, the dog I'm watching for an extended period of time, but yes.
So your new dog?
Well, we shouldn't be having her for more than 2 more weeks, even though it was supposed to only be 2 weeks, and it's kind of morphed into almost 3 weeks. What's up, Rudy? Why is your tail wagging? It's why are you licking? What's up? What's up? What do you want? Do you want to go outside? She probably wants to go outside. 30 more minutes. You want to say hello?
She has to wait 30 more minutes to go outside.
Well,
Right.
okay, because she's a big farm dog, she's not... I can't, like, take her out for, like, a couple minutes and be like, okay, go pee. I need to take her out, like, and walk her for, like, a good 15 minutes before she'll even want to consider coming back inside.
Right,
Yeah.
it's midnight.
It's 11:32 p.m. And
It's
she's been
gonna
out during the day, okay? And this is not me being like, you want to go out for the first time in a week? She was out earlier in the day, but she probably just needs to go again. Oh, bud.
Gustav is back.
Gustav, help!
There's been a heated discussion about what's going on here. Gustav, Robin is trying to get Susanna to leave. Susanna's trying to convince him to stay and give everything a chance. So is Teak.
Alright, did you guys hear any of what I had said?
No.
No, you might want to
unfortunately.
repeat, yeah.
Okay.
You can just start speaking now, because
Alright.
Gustav's been quiet this whole time.
I will enter the conversation. So, getting up from my seated position, waving my hands. Wait. We're not gonna throw away everything we've just done. We just killed an entire ship full of people just to get you back, Susanna. Like, you guys tried it on your own. Didn't work. Owain's come in, fixed a lot, and he's willing to give you a chance, Robin. You're gonna throw that all away.
Well, if we're thinking about it that way, if I go with you to Wayne, we're throwing away burning down that other building and all that other stuff and us being here in the first place.
I mean, that already got thrown away as far as I'm concerned.
You think so? Because we still have a chance to make it.
But Owain already know you're alive. Whole point of burning down building is to make him think you dead, right?
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure he did.
No, well, Teak not sure. And she looks at Gustav.
Yeah. You're not sure, are you? Very coincidental that all that happened and somehow you ended up here with him, eh? And he knew we were alive. Posters started showing up all over the place for us.
Yeah.
Care to say anything about that then?
Wasn't exactly the best operation. We was found out pretty quick.
And you sold us out, did you?
Made a deal.
A deal for what?
Well, instead of us getting the chopping block or whatever was going to happen, we agreed to come, bring you back. And we made a strong case for you, Robin. We put our necks out for you. It was going to give you a chance.
Well, I appreciate that in theory. And you're telling me all this, but how am I supposed to trust you after you sold me out once already? And
Well-
Susanna?
If Owain wanted, couldn't Owain have take both you or even just Susanna while she sleep and leave if that all Owain want? But he leave, so it obvious he giving you chance. Shouldn't you give him chance too?
Very good point, Teak. Where I'm standing to Wayne's being much more honorable.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're getting at. So you think because he didn't get rid of me right in front of Susanna like some sort of fool that I should trust him?
Well, he not even need to get rid of you. Susanna asleep. Susanna, he carrying Susanna, and he carry her here and leave her here with you. Instead of just take her home. He could have done that.
Seems to be showing you a lot of trust, don't he?
Robin looks a little uneasy. I don't trust it. Fine. If this is all what you want, Susanna, all the rest of you, what do you suggest we do then?
We wait as a plan.
Wait here, eh? And what about your friend Philia that you all care so much about?
Well,
Don't have any leads.
Ah, interesting.
if you know anything about Conclave in Cairn, where she may be, maybe that could be lead. And you just that way and then work things out with Elaine.
Well, I don't know how to tell you this, but the Conclave just tried to kidnap Susanna and put away with me. So, don't know why you think I'd be having any sort of information about them.
Well, Dialia, where she was not on boat.
Aye, and she obviously betrayed us. How else do you think the Conclave would have found us?
So she's not part of the Conclave, but she sold you out to the Conclave.
She was part of the Conclave at one point. Apparently she still is, if she's had the gall to sell me out to him. Suppose my trust was misplaced.
Suppose so.
And here I find myself again with another group of people who betrayed my trust. And I'm supposed to trust them again. And you guys can see, like, Susanna's kind of standing there still with her head down. She's looking a little uncomfortable with the whole situation.
I mean, we've given you our case. We've fought some of us to the death for Susanna and you. And I mean, if that's not enough, maybe we have to just sell this some other way.
Look, I can't thank you enough for everything you did. Even though you blame me for what happened.
I don't blame you.
Well, maybe not you, but the rest of your friends seem to. He's just like stink-eyeing Cinder out of the corner of his eye. Truly, I thank you for everything you did. But it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. If y'all hadn't come here in the first place with Wayne, told him that I was alive, none of this probably would have happened. just want to put things in perspective for everyone.
Well,
Make sure we're on the same page.
Wayne already suspect you and Susanna alive. Maybe posters go up anyway. And Susanna kidnapped anyway. We don't know. We can't know. But we've tried very hard to keep you and Susanna safe. And so has Wayne. And all we ask right now is we wait and Susanna get to speak with her father. And then maybe if we're still confused, we figure out what to do after that point. Especially with Philia. Even though Teak want your help with Philia, if you feel it not safe for you and Susanna, well, we figure it out when Wayne get here.
Fine. I can all wait here. But it sounds as if your friend Wayne has been gone for some time. I'm sure everything's alright with him.
Don't know. Don't know exactly where he's gone, though. Pretty tricky to trace his steps.
Well, or someone go to check on him then?
Well, I just said, can't retrace his steps. How would we find him?
What you said, you know where he's headed. Can't be that hard. Man's a giant, practically. Somebody ought to see him around the top part of town.
So we go asking around for him.
Yeah, why not?
All of us or one of us?
Well, I would say all of us. Starts to look suspicious when you get a group of people running around asking for the same person. I was saying one of us go look for him. Make sure nothing happened to him. If everything was as bad as you say it was and you're all as rough as you say you were, I ought to have been the same way. Just someone jumped him on the street. Poor old man. And you can see Susanna looks like she's like getting a little worried, and Robert kind of notices and he's like, I'm sorry, Susanna. Don't mean to upset you. I'm sure your dad is fine. He's trying to make sure of it.
And this wouldn't just be because you want one less of us to fight on your way out.
No, Susanna's spoken. We'll see her father. I understand. Plus, unless it wouldn't make that much of a difference.
Right. So, Teak, you're pretty good at tracking, right? You might be able to find them, but Cinder, you might be better about asking for information and staying out of sight. Which one of you feels up to it? Right then.
You got some sort of problem with me, Orc man? Still upset about your coin purse? Robert gets a bit of a smirk on his face.
It's sort of
Rubbing salt in the wound.
call after him. Brailmere, Platinum Drake, Temple Hymn. What he was going for in the Divine Quarter.
Hi, Tyke. What's wrong with him? He just upset, extra fragile after what happened. Or is there something else going on?
Teak thinks Cinder angry. Eric is gone. Teak not sure if anything else happened to Cinder. Teak did, and then she kind of glances at Susanna. Teak had Susanna on back, and Teak escaped from boat without Cinder, and he stayed there and hold them back while Teak escaped with Susanna.
What do you think the orc is blaming himself, eh?
Teak just kind of looks at the door. She's not quite sure.
That's why he's mad at me. Gotta find an easy person to blame it on so he don't feel terrible, tear himself apart. I understand. I've been there before. Maybe I'll take it easy on him next time.
He kind of looks up at everyone, and she coughs awkwardly, and she goes, So, Robin, need food? Drink?
Huh. I'd, love a bit of food and a good drink.
And Teak nods, and she goes out to go get some more food and drink, as she has now become, probably
A barmaid?
Yeah, the best delivery. Yeah, she
Postmates?
Yeah, she's invented Postmates right now. Only she
Nice.
paid. She just pays for it and delivers.
Yeah, exactly. The only person that gets extra profit off of it is the person you're giving money to for the food.
Yeah, basically.
All right. So, Gustav, you kind of end up in the room alone with Robert and Susanna. You saying anything, or are you just kind of staring, hanging around like a weirdo?
Yeah, like trying to be chill, but I still low key think Robert's just gonna like punch me in the throat and run off.
I see. Yeah. They both kind of like sit down. Well, you can see they're like kind of talking amongst themselves. And they're not like necessarily talking, so you can't hear them. And Susanna just kind of turns to Robert and you're kind of overseeing or overhearing their little discussion, their little bit of a quarrel. You ought to be a bit nicer to them. You know, they save me and everything. I don't know why I'm talking as Robert. I'm supposed to be Susanna.
They've melded into one. Yeah.
That was really weird. I got stuck in Robert for a second. So you ought to be a bit nicer to them. They saved me, and they helped a lot. More than once. You're being a bit rude. He just kind of... You see him, like, mashing his knuckles together and everything, and, like, playing with his hands, and he's definitely, like, a little upset, and he's just like, yeah. You're right. Acting a fool. Look, Gustav, I'm sorry.
Apology accepted. I can understand your skepticism.
Well, thanks for meeting me halfway, but you don't need to. I'm just not good at these sorts of things, and I understand that you and your friends have the best intentions, and your friend even laid down his life. And, things like that aren't easy to deal with. And unfortunately, cracking jokes and insulting people seems to be my go-to for handling issues. Which I know Cinder's mad and upset and frustrated. And I'm an easy target to take out your frustrations on. So I won't be teasing him. It's just a complicated situation, you understand. Lots of things going on. And I know you're all uneasy around me. I just want you to understand it. You know, it's never been easy for me to get along with someone like Wayne. I'm as uneasy around him as you are around me. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's a good fellow. In fact, Susanna's told me a few times. It's just hard to trust some of those people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I can appreciate that.
But I'll
Sure.
stop being a pain.
Thanks. Be nice to have us all on the same side.
Aye. You did what I couldn't do. And I thank you all for that.
Give him a nod.
And like a few moments later, you get Teak coming back in. Teak, how much money did you throw away this time?
Oh, I mean, she probably would go there, and even though she was only getting one serving, she would pay the exact same amount. So 1 gold and 10 silver. So basically 2 golds for 1 serving of food and 1 drink.
Great. Yeah, Gree's very happy with you. You come up, same food, same drink.
Oh yeah, Teak was very satisfied with her dirty, dirty water.
Great. So you kind of come back in the room in the middle of this thing, and like they kind of just finished talking and apologizing, or at least Robin did.
And Teak shall hand him the food and the dirty water with a smile on her face. She makes her second delivery of the day.
And yeah, you set the food down, and he like takes a bite, and he goes and grabs the drink and takes a drink and like does a spit take all over the floor. He's like, "What the hell is this? I thought I said a drink." And he kind of like looks around, and you see like Susanna's got like this really mad look on her face, just staring at him. He's like, sorry. Thank you very much, Teak. Appreciate it. Damn dirty water. Meant a real drink.
Teak is going to take her drink, and she's going to demonstrate how she drinks, and she's going to take the cup and dump it over her face, swallowing about, 25% as per the usual.
That's quite impressive. About all this seems to be good for it. Don't taste for much, does it?
Yeah, Teak, we probably should work on that.
Teak smacks her lips in satisfaction.
Well then, I suppose it's time to play the waiting game. You haven't got any cards or anything? Anything to talk about? Or are we just planning on sitting here in silence till everybody comes back.
I mean, I wouldn't mind a distraction of sorts, but not a great conversation to talk. See what we can find. You know, like look for like a cards or some dice in like a drawer or something.
All right. Yeah, you look around and you find a set of dice.
And
A few sets of dice in one of the drawers.
And as he's doing this, Teak is going to turn to Susanna and say conversationally, "Do you know Teak is an orphan?"
Susanna kind of looking uncomfortable to like Gustav and then like to Robert and like trying to be very polite. Looks back to you. No, I did not know that. That is quite unfortunate. How did that happen, Teak?
Well, maybe Teak not orphan, but Teak parents leave her in woods. Long time ago. Teak live in woods. And then she, as if she's told a great story, one that sparks conversation well into the night.
My goodness, are you okay? But why? That is a terrible thing to happen.
Teak doesn't know, so one day Teak decide she will find parents. And then one day Teak is found by Destrian. And Destrian take in Teak, and Teak help Destrian, and in return Destrian give Teak information. But Destrian gone now, and Teak find friends, so Teak kinda pauses. Now Teak is here.
Destrian, you said? Is that not the Ashen Conclave man you spoke of, Robert? Older gentleman? And Robert kind of pipes up, perks up. Wait, what? Destrian? What do you mean, Destrian?
Destrian take in, and Teak work for Destrian until Destrian gone, that is.
Wait. You're trying to tell me that Destrian's your paw, essentially.
Teak kind of pauses. Well, Destrian, Teak first friend. Teak never met Destrian's other friends, but he always take care of Teak.
Huh. Interesting. Very interesting we never met then. So you were never part of the Conclave.
Teak shakes her head. Maybe Teak helped them, but only through Destrian. Teak never got to meet other. She only met Destrian.
Well, how's the old man doing then?
He's gone, and Teak buried him under Teak's tree.
Wait a second, you're telling me that the old man's dead?
Teak nods.
Well, Jesus. I wish someone would have told me this earlier. Explains a whole lot more about this current situation going on.
How's that?
Well, if the old man's dead, he's the only one that's holding those people in line. Now they got to start making big moves in order to prove themselves. Someone's got to take over. You know what I mean?
Right.
They said your friend Ophelia was tied to him somehow. got anything to do with Destrian?
I just nod, like close my eyes.
And how exactly is that?
Destrian. Well, that why Destrian gone. So Philia can live.
What do you mean then?
Teak kind of looks out of breath. Destrian had Ring, and Ring apparently keep Destrian alive. And when Philia died, well, Destrian give Philia Ring.
So what you're saying is that ring wasn't just a bunch of mumbo jumbo this entire time then?
Why?
Very interesting.
Do you know about Ring?
Don't know much. But I feel like this is a conversation that we should probably continue. And that's where we'll stop for this week.
Oh shit.
It's a conversation we should probably continue right now. I have many questions.
Next time. Next time on Dungeons First in Dragonfire.
I'll be able to be there.